Hello and welcome, Libra, to the month of March. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. Your ruling planet Venus is finally moving out of Capricorn after a rocky couple of months into 2022. Venus in Capricorn has not been very comfortable for you. It's very likely been stifling, or it's brought up a lot of restrictions or lessons that, while have been important for you to deal with, may not have been the most comfortable. You are now moving into Venus, entering into Aquarius, and this is likely going to feel very freeing to you and really wake things up once again. Before we enter into this transit, however, there is going to be one last lesson or one last major moment at the beginning of March. Before we dive too far into this reading, however, I just want to let you all know all of my links are in the description box down below if you're looking for a reading or Reiki session with me. I am now also on Patreon. So for those of you who want to support this content, this is a great way to do so, and you actually get access to exclusive benefits such as live streams, weekly energy updates, and my astrology notes. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, definitely check my links in the description box down below. And of course, I am so grateful for any support that you show to this channel, whether it's your likes, shares, comments, or subscribes. It all helps me continue to do this incredible work. So thank you so much. Anyways, Libra, this is really an interesting month for you. There's a lot of things that are changing, and I think one of the most important things that you should be aware of is this conjunction that we have with Venus, Mars, and Pluto. This is going to be happening in the beginning of the month. This is going to happen on March 3rd, right after the new moon on March 2nd. The new moon is in Pisces, so this is really affecting routines and health for you. This is really a good month for you to get serious about taking care of yourself and letting yourself find that glow and inner beauty and radiating that outwards. There really is this focus on things shifting for you because Aquarian energy is very spontaneous, very revolutionary, and can be very much an awakening kind of energy. And with this conjunction that we have with Pluto, Mars, and Jupiter, Pluto, Mars, and Venus, the energy might actually feel kind of intense right out the gate into March. And there might be a lot that comes up for you that needs to be changed, especially with your home or your comfort zone. You're really being shaken out of what is familiar to you and really being asked to open yourself up to the world. There could perhaps be a move of some kind or some sort of change to your home life that could really be shaking you to your foundations. So again, the beginning of March is a little bit destabilizing, and there's going to be a big focus for you on routines this month. That's perhaps going to help you adjust or acclimatize to whatever changes are going on in your life. Now, with the cards that I have pulled on the table here, I have the Knight of Cups showing up first. And this is very interesting because I have a couple of other cards here, the Star in reversed, and the Page of Cups. And when I looked at these three, it felt like the Knight and the Page were looking at one another. And with the Star in reversed, it actually made me think of the kind of trope of star-crossed lovers. Two people who want to be together, but the circumstances keep them apart. So this might actually be an energy that some of you are dealing with. Or maybe it feels like the relationship that you want or the connections that you want are very much out of reach. That is just one way that I'm interpreting these cards in this spread. I actually have some other messages here, but that just popped right out at me. So I'll be very curious to hear in the comment section down below if this is something that resonates for you or this is something that you are dealing with. Now, the Knight of Cups showing up in the past very well could be indicating romance, but it can also be an indication of creativity, following your intuition, following your heart, perhaps being in a very dreamy state. I feel like if you've been on this sort of intuitive journey or spiritual journey, however, the past couple of months might have felt very much a test or lesson to your faith or commitment to this journey with the Star in reverse. It feels like there is something that is out of alignment, or it feels like there is something that you really need to check back in with yourself or your spirit And I'm getting this especially with this Page of Pentacles here, kind of around the beginning of March, or really central to March for you, as we are in this Pisces energy. It's almost like you know spiritually what you are supposed to be doing to help you flow in your day. It feels very much like there's something about a meditation practice for some of you, or you're doing some sort of divination practice. You might be pulling a card for yourself each and every day, or that's something that you want to be doing. And again, the new moon in Pisces is actually a really great time for you to do this. And the new moon is also conjunct Jupiter, which is expansion, it's growth, it's very lucky actually. So this is a beautiful time for you to manifest. And it's really great to work with this energy by healing yourself, doing the things that help you feel good and support your wellness. This sixth house energy, this Pisces energy for you, very much is about putting in the work and perhaps working behind the scenes on something. But I really feel it's important for you to tap into your intuition. This month is almost like you clearing your headspace, you clearing your body and your being, so you can receive the energy that you are used to channeling. I feel like some of you are also energy healers, or some of you are working as intuitives, or use your intuitive faculties in the work that you do. And things have felt very cloudy for you. That does make sense, just thinking about Venus again being in the sign of Capricorn. This really does affect you in kind of a heavy-handed way, because Capricorn energy can be very restrictive to certain planets, and Venus is one of these planets that isn't necessarily very comfortable. It makes us get very serious about our long-term commitments. And a lot of you might have actually been thinking about this as well. You might have been thinking in terms of relationships, is this really going to stand the test of time? Maybe this is also looking at career or just your lifestyle in general. Something has needed to change, and you've really been making these very lucid assessments of things, or you've needed to make these lucid assessments of things. And it's just been a very challenging time. And again, I do feel like some of you have felt this lack of clarity, or perhaps even a lack of hope and a lack of faith. And it's almost like you're reconnecting with yourself. If the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups doesn't represent a relationship for you, it's almost like you are reaching back out to this previous version of yourself. And how I'm really am thinking of this, it's almost like with kind of this sixth house energy, you're thinking back to times where you felt good, or chapters of your life that just felt really happy and joyful, and you had this sense of flow. And I feel like this month you're thinking about, what was I doing then that made me feel so good, or that is something that would benefit you this month. And again, you know, I can't stress this enough. This new moon in Pisces is very significant. It's a very significant time to do this, or start this again, or commit to this. We do have some other interesting transits for you as well. I am thinking of the full moon in Virgo. This is happening on the 18th of March, and this full moon really is a time for you to really shine a light in your subconscious, in your dream world, in your spiritual life. And I think that's why the Page of Cups is so strong here. And with Venus entering into Aquarius, this is actually happening on the 6th of March. This is very much a kind of a joyous shift for you. Venus in Aquarius is also kind of a weird energy, to be honest. It's not necessarily the most traditional energy, so depending on how you relate to relationships or you know, kind of your value system, it might be kind of a strange energy, but it really is a good time to just put yourself out there, meet new people, and just enjoy your life again. Some of you are feeling very creative, and the thing you're tapping back into is this creativity, and you're developing these sorts of habits that help you create or be inspired or just have better flow in your day-to-day life. I feel like it's very important for you to stimulate your mind, and that involves meeting new people and having new experiences. That's something that's really, really important and nourishing to you this month as well. And again, this is with Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And Venus will actually be forming a square with Uranus in Taurus on the 19th, so the day after the full moon. And any blockages or issues that you've been having, maybe with sexuality or intimacy or even spiritual blockages, this is a really good time to kind of resolve this. They might actually be stirred up. There might be a sense of disruption here. And I think that's what this King of Cups in reverse is talking about. This is actually the challenge for this month. And it feels like your emotions are being unsettled. And I think it's very important, again, for you to do the things that feel good. I want to tell you you're supposed to be doing Reiki on yourself or doing some sort of energy healing on yourself. And I feel like there needs to be a daily practice this month, or that would be very helpful for you. This is something to just try and see, but I think this is something you used to do. If you're watching this video, I feel like there was some sort of wellness routine that you had that you're no longer doing, and it's kind of been like on your radar, like, yeah, I should really meditate again, or yeah, I should really do this energy healing thing again. Whatever this is for you, I think it's going to be really important, especially around the 19th. I feel like there is something with energetic blockages. I'm getting this specifically in the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra. This does involve sexuality and intimacy, but it's also pleasure. And it's also our sense of kind of emotional composure or emotional expressions. When we have imbalances in our sacral chakra, our emotions can be very out of whack, and creativity can feel blocked from us as well. So there's a lot this month that feels like it's important for you to heal the sacral chakra. This is the orange chakra. Maybe the color orange is very healing for you this month as well. However, I see this very beautiful energy for you by the end of the month. We have the Queen of Swords. What I love about this energy is that this is actually one of your cards. The Queen of Swords is quite specifically Libran energy. It can also sometimes indicate Virgo energy as well as Gemini or Aquarius energy, at least the way that I read these cards. But this is very much you returning to yourself, coming into equilibrium with yourself. And I think this actually falls very nicely with the conjunction between Venus and Saturn on the 29th. And this is kind of a serious note. You're taking these very lucid assessments again. I think some of you are coming out of this sort of dreamy state with relationships, and you're getting very realistic about what it is that you want, especially if you are just casually dating someone or casually dating multiple people. There may be some people that you are kind of letting go of, or some connections that you're having some real talks in. For others of you, this is you really committing to a creative project or a creative process, or anything that brings you joy or fulfillment, anything that inspires you or lights you up. And I love to see this Queen of Swords, because this is kind of a combination of water and air. And this really is like mind and heart coming into balance. You're very lucid by the end of the month and very clear. And this is a beautiful shift from this King of Cups that's in reverse here. Some of you might actually be dealing with someone else who is very emotionally unstable or emotionally inconsistent, and that could be due to circumstances that are beyond your control here, kind of with the story that we had before. But it does feel like you're just getting very real with yourself and what it is that you want and what it is that you expect, both for yourself and from other people. I am also looking at the bottom of the deck here too, and we have the Three of Pentacles. This often indicates working together or working on something, putting effort towards something. Very often there is collaboration with this energy, and with this sort of creative vibe, maybe you are creating something, you're collaborating on a creative project or an artistic project. And if this isn't something that is resonating for you, then it feels like you're just focused on something. You're working very hard on something. And I feel like with the energy you're putting in, you're kind of coming off like very, very put together. by the end of the month. You're putting in the work that you need to, and it's helping you find this clarity. And it's really this beautiful, beautiful energy to me. It's interesting that the star was showing up in the reverse for you, because the star actually does represent Aquarian energy, and we still have quite a few planets, including Venus, your ruling planet, in Aquarius this month. So I feel like there's something about this Aquarian area of your chart, which again is your 5th house, your house of pleasure, of fun, of creativity, of romance, of children. Really all these beautiful things. And again, this feels like the sacral chakra to me. I think this is really, really important for you to heal this. And when I'm looking at this Queen of Swords, I'm seeing this smoke. And it feels like there's some sort of cleansing that you are doing. And you just feel very clear to me. Let me see. And I think some of you could also be dealing with stuff with your throat chakra, because I was just having this tight feeling in my throat that was making it hard to speak. Some of you are going to be speaking your truth, but you're saying just enough. And if you are having the situation with people you're working with or collaborating with, you're being very clear, or you're being advised to just be very clear and to figure out what it is that is most important to you. I'm going to pull some animal cards here for you at this point, Libra, and I like to think of these animal cards as energies for you to embody. So what is the animal wisdom that we have for Libra? Beautiful. We have the hummingbird. I love, love, love this card. This is very much about finding out the sweetness in your life, lightening your energy, letting go of heavy burdens, and traveling light. I feel like this energy is very much about doing the things that give you life force, right? Because these hummingbirds are seeking out nectar. They're seeking out this sugary or highly sugary sweet nectar, because this is what helps them maintain that fast and beautiful vibration, that fast and beautiful energy that they have. You are just vibrating and glowing and vibrant this month, or you're really working towards this and taking care of yourself. Some of you could be taking a class or doing something else that just inspires you. And again, there really is this kind of impetus for you to shake things up in your life. And this will really help you glow and light up. I do also get the sense with the hummingbird, sometimes I get the image or the impression of outer body travel or astral travel. Some of you might be doing this month. Some of you might be working with astral travel. Maybe this is something that happens as you're kind of taking care of yourself. I actually find that ironically the best way to get out of body is to get in your body and to become very present and to feel everything. And once you are sensitive to all the sensations in your body, this is when you're able to perceive outside of the physical dimension. So some of you are really becoming aware of the astral or dream world. I want you to really pay attention to your dreams, and especially around this Virgo full moon, you may be having very interesting dreams towards the middle of this month, and they can be very significant to you. So pay attention to your dreams around the middle of the month. What energies do we have for Libra? I feel like there's one more animal card here for you. What are the animal messages that we have for Libra? Show me clearly. Oops. So I just had a bunch of cards that flew out. I'm going to try again. I'm actually feeling like I need to shuffle the tarot deck. I need one more card from the tarot deck. What are the messages we have for Libra? We have the Ace of Pentacles, planting seeds. And I think this is about taking care of yourself. You're really thinking about the long term. There's fertile soil here. Whatever it is that you're working on, it feels like there is a new opportunity perhaps with work, or maybe even in your personal life, maybe even with home. There's definitely been a lot of focus on your home over the past couple of months with all of this 4th house energy with Venus and Capricorn. So maybe there's something with home, but I feel like there's something about stability. planting seeds for stability. And if some of you have been concerned about finances, I feel like there could be some money coming in as well, which is always nice to hear, especially right now and especially for this month. This is actually a nice card to see because I feel like a lot of people are actually going to be feeling the effects of inflation. People are really going to be feeling kind of this penny pinching energy. But I think you are coming into long-term stability. There is a new opportunity or there is new energy here that is helping you feel the sense of stability. And again, still looking at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Pentacles shows up again. So there really could be an opportunity where you are working with a group of people. And maybe this is actually a class, and that's sometimes what the hummingbird talks about as well. Some of you could be hearing or getting admitted into a class or a course or perhaps a program of some kind, and this is this opportunity. So that's something to keep in mind. I want to pull one more animal card here for you. Very interesting that the earthworm pops right out after that. I often think of the earthworm as the Ace of Pentacles because this is very much about getting your hands in the dirt. It's an indication of fertile soil. I do also think of the earthworm as the Page of Pentacles, which is a very hard-working energy, but sometimes has a hard time speaking up or taking center stage. You know, the Page of Pentacles is very comfortable behind the scenes. The earthworm is very comfortable in the dirt or in the ground. But I feel like there is something beautiful here if you are able to speak up. And that's something I want to tell you with the Queen of Swords in this spread as well. If you have this moment where you're afraid to speak up, we had this thing with your throat chakra before, I encourage you to really express or share your ideas, even if they don't seem that impressive to other people, or rather to yourself. They're probably going to be very useful to other people. And I think it's very important for you to share yourself in collaborations in that way, or just to share your ideas with other people, because you might have something that is very useful for somebody else. And it can kind of forge a bond or a relationship there for you. So don't be afraid to speak some truth. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. It's not stupid, especially with this Queen of Swords. You have some sort of insight or some sort of advice that could be very, very useful for people. And I think this is kind of, again, around the very end of March, around the 29th, when Venus will be conjunct Saturn. You have a very serious and a very concise energy about you. So I really, really like this energy. It feels like you might even be saying something and it could lead to a promotion, or it leads to some sort of raise or some benefit to you like that. So definitely speak your mind and share your contribution, share your ideas. Don't be afraid to contribute. Contribution is a word I really like for this. Anyways, Libra, these are all the messages that I have for you this month. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Again, check out my Patreon if that's something that's interesting to you. And I have all of my links in the description box down below if you're looking for readings or Reiki sessions. If this video didn't quite resonate, or you have some other questions or maybe a sense of incompletion, you're welcome to check out the other videos for your moon, rising, or Venus sign. And I will see you all in the next month. Take care, Libra, and have a happy March.